Coach, spring's wrapping up.
Yeah.
Just the spring game left. With your group, how do you feel like everything's gone this spring so far?
I feel like the guys have done a good job. I think, the starting point for these guys was already pretty good. I think we were in a good spot in our room. Have some good leadership in there, have some guys that have played some ball, that have some confidence, that kind of know what they're doing. Obviously we had 3 starting spots to fill. So we had some guys that have been here. We were able to plug in and kind of play right away and not miss a beat. Some other guys were trying to come in and develop. But I think the culture of the offensive line here at WKU is in a good spot. Those guys, they coach each other, they care about each other, they're passionate, they like to have fun. So they're an easy group to coach, and I'm very fortunate to be with them.
Coach, just looking, back at last season, how you guys performed, and then coming in here this spring.
Yep.
What are some of your takeaways from just altogether both sides of the ball? How is everybody performing?
Right. And I think it's important for the guys to realize, this year's team's not last year's team. Obviously, last year's team was very good, and we feel like this team can also be very good. And it might not look exactly the same. It's going to be new pieces, but we've got talent, on this team, on this campus that we feel like we firmly believe we can make another championship run. And like I said, guys that have been here, that are proven guys, we feel like can do it again, and we've got guys that are ready to step up.
Those 2 that are returning on the line, Tick and Rusty.
Yep.
What have you seen from them this spring? Where have they improved, leadership, all that stuff?
Right. Well, very fortunate that Rusty is, for one, he's a great kid. He's very intelligent, and he's a heck of a leader because he's so passionate and he's almost jovial, but at the same time, he wants to get after people. He's the perfect offensive lineman in that sense. And he's a guy that not just our guys, the whole team rallies around that dude. We score a touchdown, he's the first one running down the field doing a bunch of wild stuff. He enjoys playing the game, he plays it the right way. And then Tick as well. You couldn't want anything more of a football player than that guy. This guy loves playing the game, loves being an offensive lineman, loves doing the dirty work. Those are 2 guys that you don't have to worry about as a coach. I got to come in and I got to get those guys going. I got to be screaming at them. I got to get them going. Those guys are self-motivated, and they help getting the whole team pushing in the right direction.
Gunner and Mark Good, Lure kind of kid.
Yep.
Stepping into bigger roles here, been around the program for a while. Tyson was, high on them before you guys even started. What have you seen from them trying to play?
They've done an unbelievable job. Both guys I already had a lot of confidence in. And I think this spring they've both done a good job proving that they can get it done. Especially, Gunner's played a lot of ball. The bowl game, he stepped up, and I think in that bowl game, Appalachian State, it was fine defense, a fine pass rush team, and he proved that day that we can win and win big with him out there. And I think he stepped in this spring, and he's right there with Rusty as a leader of the unit, as a leader of the team, a guy that we're going to lean on, not just as a player, but to get everybody, again, moving in the right direction. So he's done a nice job. Mark's the same way, all kinds of talent. Obviously, people around here know he's a big-time high school basketball player. He can move his feet. He's athletic. He's done a great job building his body, getting stronger since he's been here. And, offensive lineman, sometimes it's hard because you don't come in as an offensive lineman normally and start right away. Normally not year 2, really. Normally it's a process, and he's bought into that, and he's done a nice job, and he's had a good spring as well.
Vinny, that other guy, looks like he's going to be the one filling in for Bo probably most of the time.
Yep.
What was it like getting him here, first of all, and what have you seen from him?
Right. Well, when we were evaluating Vinny, the first thing to me that jumped off the screen when I was watching the tape that he had was you could tell on the screen he was a guy that was going to play hard and get after people. And to me, as an offensive line coach, that's something that you can't really drag out of kids all the time when you got a guy that just really wants to get after it. So that was intriguing to me about him. At the first conversation I ever had with him, I was drawn to him even more. He's just got a personality of a guy that's just, he likes to get after people. He's his own dude, and he's fit in great because he's the kind of guy that plays with an edge and wants to get after people and play physical and do all that extra stuff that offensive linemen love to do. And they see one guy doing it, everybody else gets fired up. They want to do it too. So he's been very good for the room.
Coach, just with the spring game being on Saturday, what kind of environment do you think it's going to be in here, and how competitive, like a showcase is it going to be for the fans?
I think it's going to be good. We always like to get the fans out, on the spring game, get the students involved. We anticipate having a good environment. The guys are always excited to play in front of their peers, in front of their parents, in front of their friends. So it should be a good deal.
talked about the guys taking most of those first team reps, but depth-wise, how do you think the room looks? Is there anybody that could fill in if someone goes down? Just in general there.
Yeah, we've actually, it's not a lot of proven depth at this point, but we do have a lot of guys that we feel like can step up. And really the second unit, we've been challenging those guys to take leadership of that particular unit and get it going. And like you saw out here today, the twos, we're moving the ball down the field, not missing a beat. So all those guys have really improved. We got 2 guys dinged up this spring. Cam Stage is a guy that he's a transfer that came in, got hurt before the season. He's played ball before, when he was at Bowling Green State, so we feel good about him. Mike Ondelacy was a JUCO transfer. He's dinged up right now. But all those twos, man, Marshall Jackson's been looking good. He's just got to continue to gain weight, move David Ndukwe over from the D-line. He's got everything you'd ever look for in a tackle. We just got to get him trained up. We got 2 early freshmen here that are doing a good job. Wes Horton right now he's progressing very nicely. So we like what we're seeing right now from our second unit.